guys, it's Caroline, your registered dietitian, and Maggie, your registered nurse. We're back up here at FITT in the Norge area of Williamsburg. This is a great gym because Maggie's got your back. She is co-owner, and so be on the lookout for Maggie up here, and we'll be excited to see you here. Or in the meantime, right now we wanted to talk a little bit about the duration of exercise. In the last videos, we talked about type of exercise, cardio, strength, or flexibility. We talked about really the rate of perceived exertion or the intensity of exercise. Now we want to talk about the timing, okay? How much time do we need to spend in exercise, and at what level of intensity does it count? So here's where the rubber meets the road. Timing matters. When you are adding exercise here and there, like let's say you're parking a little bit further away from the store, or maybe you are, dancing around while you make dinner, that's great. We want to count that. It's hard to add those minutes up during the day, but they do count. Keep adding those types of minutes. They work. We also want to make sure that we have some physical activity that is dedicated just for exercise. So this might be something like a 20-minute walk, or maybe a 20-minute video that you're doing in the chair at home. Or it could be 20 minutes working out with the buff people here at FITT. So really, whatever works for you for that is fine. That's the time spent. Now, just like the last video, sometimes the time spent is maybe light. For example, that stretching. Is that going to put you between that 3 and 4, Maggie?
Not unless you're doing some extreme stretching.
Yeah, which we don't want to do. So stretching isn't really going to be part of this. As far as we're looking at the amount of time, we're really looking at the amount of time in the moderate intensity that we talked about before. Okay, so we want to think about what statistically helps you get better lab data. For those of you who it's already deemed safe to exercise, you're really looking at approximately 150 minutes per week. Don't worry, you don't have to do all this at once. 150 minutes per week in moderate intensity. This works out to be like 23 minutes a day, 7 days a week or something. So if you do want to have some sort of good routine, but that the minutes actually count as it relates to the impact on your lab data. So if you're trying to impress your physician, you're gonna wanna build up those minutes to get the best labs, okay? Secondarily, that's gonna give you best labs, but how many people are also interested in losing weight? So for those of you who have more than 25 pounds to actually lose, no problem. We wanna slowly, incrementally, and really strategically increase the amount of activity you're doing on a daily basis to get to 250 minutes per week on average. If this is, around 44 minutes a day or something like that. Okay, so it's a much more significant amount. Again, you don't have to be running marathons or really putting a lot of exertion forth. It has to just be about 3 to 4 on the 1 to 10 scale. The RPE that we had talked about in the previous video. So really looking at the time, type, the intensity, and also the frequency. So we talked about the type of exercise. We talked about the time spent exercise. We've even talked about the intensity of exercise. What if I do all of my minutes of exercise in one day? What if I go 150 minutes? One day per week, because we usually take a family hike. Will that do what I need it to do on my labs?
So I don't think you're going to quite hit your goals doing it once a week, because you want to space it out throughout the week for consistent exercise for your body. So you're going to want to have to space that out, and you're also higher risk at getting injured if you're doing all your exercise in one day.
Great tips. So the frequency of exercise also counts. So you know what this acronym spells out? Oh, I know that you're in suspense. F is your frequency, I is your intensity, T is your type, and T is also your time. We just did the FITT principle, okay? So all of those things matter. Frequency, intensity, time, and type, Okay, so I know that it's a lot to remember, but don't worry. We have ideas about how to make this really simple and part of your daily routine. We'll join you on the next one and talk more about that.